Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. We are making salmon leek pie with a lemon dill crust. Now we need 8 ounces of mushrooms, and they want them sliced. They don't say thick, thin, or anything. They just read sliced. Some people don't like the stems and they just like the top. I just trim the bottom, and I'll take the stem that's left with the whole thing. But because this is slightly dry from being packaged, I always give it a trim. Unless they tell me specifically, I am not going to do it. Now we're going to be putting leeks in this as well. Now the only thing you'd really have to do with this is make a salad. I think I have a dressing already made. But like I said in my videos yesterday, I was shocked at how many women do not know how to cook. Their mothers left and vacillated their little girls. Now, something you should know, you cannot break the rules till you learn. I wouldn't even attempt of trying to break rules. I had to learn to follow recipes before I could sit there and break the rules and do the things that I do. That is the whole trick of cooking. You can't break rules and you can't create dishes or anything until you've had experience in the kitchen following recipes. And then as you become familiar with the flavors, textures, and everything, then you can start thinking about, well, I'm going to do this or this. I mean, I could sit there and give you a couple of terminologies, like just do a video on terminologies so you have a better idea of what the terminologies mean. But knowing the terminologies and not putting them into practice would be difficult. All right, we need 2 leeks. Now this is cute. You see these leeks? There isn't much white on it. And they say white part only. Yeah, right. And I add these as well as into my stock. Now, the clean leeks. Let me just trim this because it's a little dry on the bottom. You're going to take it, cut it in half, turn it, cut it in half, and you'll have quarters, and you'll be able to sit there and flush it out, the dirt that's all in there. And believe you me, there is a lot. I'll even wash this off because I know how much dirt's in them. I remember when I used to get spinach, there used to be so much dirt on the spinach. Today, the spinach is practically clean. you spread these as the water runs through it, and you'll see the dirt coming out. Leeks belong to the onion family. If you spread these, make sure that you get the dirt out of them and let that cold water run through them. See, I'll show you. You see how clean it is? That's what you want. Let me put that back there while I take care of this one. And they want them cut 1/2-inch slices. Okay. She's going to get some green if she likes it or not, because I didn't have much white on this. All of the rest of that will be going in. And throw your leeks in with your onions. See? It's nice and clean. I'm just leveling them off. That's all I have in white, so that's all I can do. Right. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to have to read this to you because I don't have a microwave, but if you have a microwave you can cook in. This is the next step that you're going to do, but you need 2 pounds of salmon. We'll cut it into fillets after. All right, now this is only for people who are using a microwave. Arrange the salmon in a microwave safe dish with the Creole seasoning and white wine. That'll be 2 teaspoons of Creole seasonings and 2 tablespoons of white wine. They also say cover with plastic wrap and make 2 slits in the wrap to vent microwave on high for 6 minutes or until the salmon is cooked. Now, I just have one that warms food up, nothing else, so I'm going to have to do it another way. All right, so the way I'm going to have to do it is going to be a little different, okay? I'm getting my book all wet and I'm getting very upset with myself. All right. I am going to be poaching the salmon and seasoning with a 1/2 cup of white wine and 2 tablespoons of butter in a 10-inch saute pan. A 10-inch? Do I have a 10-inch? I gotta go see what I have. I don't think I have a 10-inch. Okay, I don't have a 10-inch. So I have a 9-inch and it won't fit. That's the biggest one I have. So what I'm going to use is my paella pan. It's 13 inches, so this should be able to fit in it, okay? So what we're going to put in our pan, if you're not microwaving it, is, hold on, a 1/2 cup of white wine. I just did all my measuring cups too. That's another thing. You never have enough measuring cups. If not enough measuring spoons, you definitely don't have enough measuring cups. We need, for the people who are doing it my way and not microwave, you need a 1/2 cup of wine. I'll read the microwave again after I get this started. Okay, we got that in there. Now you want what? You want me to do what? 2 tablespoons of butter as well, okay. Let's get this over here for now. It's in my way. I'm going to turn that on. I don't have big pans like that. I'm not in a restaurant. All right, I'm going to read right now the microwave one more time for you who have a microwave that you can do this. All right, you're going to season the fish with Creole seasoning and wine, and you're going to put it in a micro-safe. Well, let me start at the beginning. For people who are using a microwave, arrange the salmon in a microwave safe dish with the Creole seasoning and white wine. All right, that is 2 tablespoons of white wine and 2 teaspoons of Creole seasoning. That's what you're going to do if you're microwaving it. They want you to cover it with plastic wrap and make 2 slits in the wrap for ventilation so, you know, the steam can come out. And they say microwave on high for 6 minutes or until the salmon is cooked. Okay, I'm not going to repeat that again. I'm going to do it the way that I have to do it. You need a, let me go back. You need a 10-inch saute pan. And into it, you're going to put a 1/2 cup of white wine and 2 tablespoons of butter because we have to do ours different because we don't have that. So, and what we're going to do is poach this. So we're going to have to bring this. Sandra, you have to light it. Now you know how you poach an egg? Will be where did I put it? Where did I put them? That's where I put it, and it's right over there. You know how you poach an egg in water? Well, we're going to be poaching this fish in it. Now we need, I need my measuring spoons. Where did I put those things? Yeah, they're dry. We're going to take 2 teaspoons of the Creole seasoning and we are going to rub this fish down. I've already rinsed it and everything else. You're going to do the same thing. Rub your fish down with 2 teaspoons of seasoning if you're microwaving it. I just have to wait for this to get hot. So we'll be cooking this just until it's done, because then we're going to take care of it. You won't have to be flipping it over or anything. I want the wine to dehydrate. I'm just waiting for the butter to melt and then we'll get it into the pot and we'll poach it. So poaching means that we're going to boil it. You're not going to drown it, but you're going to put it skin side down and put a lid on. And the steam and the boiling will be a slow, you don't want it high boil, you turn it on a low one. And the water will simmer and it will actually cook. If you put the seasoning side down, skin side, you can cook all the seasonings out. By putting it this way on the inside and the skin down on the bottom, you'll have the full flavor of this. So get it over here so I can move you over here and you can see. just want to get that butter melted and then we'll get going. See, is that butter melted? Just about. Okay. And we're just going to let that cook. And this way we won't interfere with the seasonings at all because they're on top, so they'll be able to cook. So once that's cooked, we're going to take it and we're going to start putting this dish together. I might use that pan to do the mushrooms and stuff anyway, though they want me to use a different pan. I might, I don't know. So let me cook that. Okay, I'm going to be taking mine out. And we're going to move it to a cutting board. Don't fall. Well, the skin. Well, I'm not concerned about that. It can stay there. I'll take care of it later. That's very interesting. Okay, I'm going to have to go back and forth. We're going to leave this like this for now. See, skin will always stick, and the fish will always stick if you didn't have a really hot pot. But I didn't want to overheat and lose the wine. That's why I did it the way I did it. So I knew the skin wasn't going to come with it. It's going to give me a bit of a problem. Well, we got a 10-inch already. We got that. But we need 2 tablespoons of butter. We're going to put it in that frying pan. Okay. Relight it. I keep on forgetting to light my stove, and I'd have been. Be careful. The grid is hot. Don't worry, I'm going to get you over here. I just don't want to knock you over, which I am so prone to do. Alright, we're going to heat this up, and we are going to take care of the mushrooms and the leeks. We're going to need Tabasco salt and salt when we get to it. But first we have to take care of the mushrooms and stuff. You know how good that skin would be, but that's okay. Now you're going to need a 10-inch baking dish. And we're going to make a crust for this. Put your leeks and mushrooms in. Okay, this is going to cook for about 2-3 minutes. You need 1.5 cups of milk. If you want to get it out ahead of time. Get your oven at 400 degrees. You need 1/2 teaspoon of salt over this. And 1/4 of a teaspoon of hot sauce. They say Tabasco, I have this one, I'll use what I have. Stir it around. Now you're going to add 3 tablespoons of flour, sprinkle it around. Now what we're going to be doing, I'm going to turn this down some because I don't want to burn the flour. You're toasting the flour some. Don't want to burn it. Now, did you notice what we did with the vegetables when we put them in? We sauteed them. They call it sweating today, but it's sauteing. It's drawing those fluids out. You see? Now you're going to add 1.5 cups of milk. I'm not going to need this one. That's for dang sure. I need more of a spoon. I know some of you will think about adding the flour to the milk and beating it, but then you'll have that raw taste of flour, and that's not what you really want. And you notice as you stir it, your pan is deglazing. In other words, the bits and stuff that's stuck are starting to come undone because you added liquid to it. So you can see that deglazing is a part of cooking a lot. Sauteing is a major thing as well. So that's why you see me stirring it. You have to be careful with your milk. Now, because milk burns, you have to keep an eye on it. If you don't, you're going to be sorry. I should know I've done a lot of burning with milk. See how it's getting creamy? That's what you want. It's going to get thick because of the flour, so it's a roux going into a sauce. So we actually used the butter and the flour made a roux, but we also did saute. We also did deglazing. So you think of all the steps that went in just to make this, and you saw how they all interplayed together. See how it's getting thick? That's what you want. It's not going to get terribly thick, but it's going to get thick. And it's just about where I want it to be. Okay. Got to take it off that burner. Okay, I'm going to put it back here. We've got to go back to the fish. But you can see it's really thickening up nice. Okay, let's get you back here again. I think we have to cut this fish up. Hold on. What do you want? Wait a minute. All right, we're gonna cut the salmon and put it in that cream sauce. Hold on, I need a mat. Now I didn't take the sauce off completely until it was completely thick, only partially. Now I want to show it to you. Look how it's thickened up. Isn't that nice? Now, I need a larger knife. All right, I had a larger knife. What did I do with it? Okay, to do. I'm looking for it. Oh. Yeah, it might fall apart, but that's okay. I won't die from it. We can cut it in 1-inch pieces. Mine are a little larger, and then they'll get over it. So see, the fillet doesn't have any bones in it, so you don't have to worry. These are thin. Some of it has skin and some of it doesn't. Okay. Mine is not quite cooked all the way, but it's almost cooked all the way, so it'll finish cooking when it goes in here. But it's going to fall apart. I can see it. Here's the skin, okay. Now this is going to finish cooking in the oven. I got some skin, yay! They want you to stir this around. I'm sorry. It's a little difficult because you're in a corner. do want to grease that. I just don't trust it. We greased everything in my time growing up. That was our way of making the dishes easier to clean. Unless they specifically said do not grease, we're going to grease. It's just a standard thing that we did. Because you do not know how hard it is sometimes to get dishes clean. You are going to pour everything into this, a 10-inch pie plate. This is a 9.5, but it's very, very deep. Okay, put this aside. We've got to make the crust. All right, so let me move it aside, clear up and get the stuff I need. Okay, we need 1.5 cups of flour. I'm using all-purpose, but don't worry, I'll make it nutritious. Because that's the first order of the We need 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We're going to need 1 tablespoon of wheat germ. It will not affect the flavor, don't worry about it. Because I know a lot of people do worry about that. Okay, you want a tablespoon of fresh dill. All right, you're going to need a knife, a cutting board again, I'm just going to take it from the top here. Talking about a tablespoon of dill, fresh dill, and they want how much? A teaspoon of lemon zest. Lemon zest, you've got to be careful with this. Lemon zest is just the yellow coloring you see here. They don't want the white. And the white is right below that, so you know you're going thin. See? You see how I take it off very carefully? Lemon and dill go excellent with fish, so this should be a very good dish. see. You see how I did this? You can still see the yellow, right? Very, very pale. That's right before I get into the white. If I go a little darker, a little harder, you'll get into the white, which is the pith, which is very bitter. So if you just want the flavor of the lemon, just make sure you go so far and no further. Okay, we'll mix this up. Put this over here. Fork. See how nice this is going to be on that salmon? That's why I said a salad. Wait till you see how I'm going to do the salad. Now, how much butter do they want in here? Tablespoons of butter. All right, I got 8, 9. Okay, take all of this. Found the best way, grater my butter. This piece is a little moist, as you can see, but that's okay. When I get the other stick going, it'll be better. Should be. No, it's melting. It's too soft. I can't do it on this. I have to do it the old-fashioned way. See, my butter's usually frozen all the time. I use a pastry cutter. I didn't think it was going to melt that fast, but it did. I guess you could do this in the food processor if you want, you know. That's how a lot of people do things today. Whatever. They want milk or water in this. And we'll find out. There's different ways of making crust. Okay, they want water. Alright, cold water is what you're going to have to use. We're going to add 4 tablespoons and we're going to work it in, and if we need more, we'll add more. it in and see how it is before you start adding, go crazy with your water. Add another tablespoon. I was surprised she didn't use milk. This needs another tablespoon. What gets me is it's acting a little funny, which I'm not happy with. The dough, but it doesn't want to pick up the extra flour on the bottom. That's what's bothering me about it. So I'm going to work it with my hand and see what I can get. See, there's a lot of flour down on the bottom that's not catching. So I'll work it with my hands and see if I can get it in. See, it has to hold together. We're going to roll this out or pat it out. So you hear me thinking when I see a pattern recipe I'm having trouble with. You know, they say things that we buy today are better made than before, but a wood-burning stove that they used in the 18-something is still good today. And yet, these things don't last 12, 15 years. They're considered old. So when you really think about it, is it really? Is it really? This is going to be a thick crust too. Okay. The reason I'm using my hands more than the rolling pin is I've got to make this into a circle. And I don't want it to boil over. right. Let's see. Yeah, I might have it right on the nose right now. Yes, I do. I'll show you in a minute. Just let me get it put in, and I will show you. I got it in. Now we have to make slits in this, if I remember. Yes. This is going to bake for about 35 minutes. We have to put some slits in it. Those are air vents. Okay, that's all you're going to do. Presentation is important, but the first thing you should always work on before presentation is definitely get your flavors and stuff down. But remember, before you can create any recipe or alter recipes, you have to learn the language and you have to follow recipes so you understand what's going on. Yeah, I bet you wet too. I'm gonna get everybody wet. All right, it's gonna bake somewhere around 35 minutes. They said it'll also be bubbling, the crust will be brown, and it will look very appetizing. And I am a mess again. So, I'll see you as soon as we get that done, and we'll see how it comes out. Bye-bye for now. Okay, the pie is done, and here it is. It's piping hot. It's got to settle. I can look around the edges and see it's still bubbling. So listen, you have a great day today. Oh, let me get this out of the way. Now I'm going to serve a salad with this, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do. I have some leftover dressing, so I'm going to use the dressing I have. But you know, the cranberry apple salad, we didn't eat it all, so I'm going to tear up some greens, and I'm going to throw that in, and then use the leftover dressing that I have, and that's going to be the salad that goes with it. Another thing I want to bring to your attention is that the potato salad that I made yesterday, you can put in 1/3 of a cup of chopped dill, and it takes it up another whole level. It's delicious. Okay, so you take care, like I said, and bye-bye.